back to Southern Latitudes. I'm not in the garden, but I'll be in somebody else's in just a little bit. I am so excited. I got a text last minute, just a few minutes ago, saying that JR from Stone River Nursery was at my friend's farm, which is Heritage Groves Farm. And he's doing some scion work, some grafting and stuff like that. And let's back it up. Okay, so back after Thanksgiving, I fell in love with this little apple called Gold Rush up there in the Georgia mountains. So I contacted JR right away and I said, hey, do you think, it's possible to find a scion for this and, for my trees here in Florida? And he said, absolutely. So he put me on the list, and he's got my scion right now, and I'm so excited. I'm a little bit geeked out. I've met JR before, and he gave me a little lesson on how to graft, and 2 of my 4 grafts took last year. And so I'm really hoping that my Gold Rush graft will take this year. And it's actually really good because I think that we're starting, what is today, the 24th, I think, of February. And I think we're starting a lot earlier this year than we did last year. You want to try to catch them while they're still dormant, and my apples are still dormant. And so probably so are the scions. But I don't know if he'll let me film while I'm there, or video, but if not, he does have a YouTube presence on Stone River Nursery. No, I'm sorry, it's under Javier Rivera's on YouTube. He also has Stone River Nursery on Instagram. You can also see Randall from Flomaton Famous did a 2-part interview with him in Orlando or Kissimmee. And so you can always, I'll probably link all that in the description box below. But if you really want more than 3 choices of apples in Florida, you need to be paying attention to this guy, because he is bringing all sorts of northern varieties, not just apples, but I also saw he had a lot of cherries. He's been doing it with plums and peaches and so on. So yeah, I mean, there's a reason to be super excited about this. And I'm almost there. And also, I'm going to give a little plug for Heritage Groves Farm. They have dairy sheep. So, and they have a bunch of lambs coming pretty soon. 2 or 3 for sure. I mean, and it depends on twins and stuff. But anyhow, so we'll see if we can get a little video of the babies moving inside their mommy's bellies, or if not, I'll just come back another day and show you the baby lambs. I'm so excited. They have a lot of wonderful heritage breeds at their farm, and they do some selling, but I don't have all the information. But you can find them on Instagram at Heritage Groves Farm. All right, we're almost there. All right, you guys, it's 5 days later. Yeah, I've been waiting, trying to get other obligations done, and also had a little personal fun day on horseback yesterday. And so now today I'm ready to resume the conversation about apples. And so let's just start with what is here in front of us. All right, you guys, so this right here is my Devonshire Corydon apple, and it's actually a Florida apple. But it's not one of the 3 main ones like the Anna and the Golden Dorset, and there's a 3rd one I'll put down below I can't remember the name of. But this is actually an English apple, and the reason why it does so well here is because it is on a bud 9 rootstock, which does this right here. Sorry, it's a harsh sun day. There we go. I'm out of quit creating a shadow. But this right here makes it all possible. So this is a bud 9. There's bud 10. There's Geneva. We'll show you the M111. There's a MM111. So there's like a whole nother world just on rootstocks alone. It's crazy. But the bud 9 in particular, from what little I know, is that it keeps this tree somewhat dwarf, but it also helps it just grow in our soil. It's probably more disease and pest resistant. The roots are better, just in general, for Florida situation. So they have grafted an old English apple to that rootstock, and it has fruited. Now, I didn't get apple set on this, but I did get apple set on my Bite Me last year. But more on that in a minute. So then last year I went and got to watch how to graft, and I picked up 2 grafts. This is a Granny Smith graft, and then I had a Nova Sky graft, which is well, there's like a Northern Sky parent, but anyhow, I don't know enough about it right here on the camera. I should have brought some notes, but anyhow, this graft did not go anywhere. And so if I have to, I will just go ahead and cut that right there. So anyhow, on Saturday, I guess it was, I ended up getting a black strawberry graft and a gold rush graft, plus 2 trees. So I've been kind of looking this morning at my trees to figure out where do I want to put my grafts. So I'm thinking that I might use this one as a good grafting branch. My other option is over here, where the Nova Sky didn't take, but I have a really nice outward going branch right there. Let's go back to the Granny Smith right here. So the Granny Smith took, and not only did well, it did exceptionally well, and it goes really high. But I didn't want to cut it because I wasn't sure. I wanted to definitely get the blooms off of it. And it definitely looks like I'm going to have some blooms way up there. And it looks like my Devonshire cordon is going to bloom somewhere in here and also right in here pretty soon, in the next week or two, maybe even here. So that leads me back down here. So this one looks pretty like strong contender, and this one does too. And they'll have blooms, but I think I can... Sorry, I don't have my GoPro today. If any of this is out of focus, I apologize. But the GoPro refused to work. It kept shutting off. So we have this with my cell phone. But so depending on the size of probably the black strawberry, the other choice I bought was Gold Rush, which is I fell in love with this fall in Georgia. So depending on the size of the scion wood, which is in the bag over there, kind of depends on which one I'll go with. I would actually prefer this one if possible. Yeah, this would be my favorite. Oh, it's not. It definitely doesn't want to focus. Oh, I'm so sorry about that, you guys. So I did clean my knife already. I put some alcohol in it, and we want to do this. See, here's the Gold Rush, which is pretty small. That looks pretty good. I'm back on the GoPro, by the way. It seems to be cooperating a little bit. And this is the black strawberry scions. Now, I don't know much history about Gold Rush. I'll have to look that up. But the black strawberry comes from Stephen Edholm, who also developed the Bite Me apple that I have. So I really have like 2 different choices right here. I have kind of a small, thinner one, and I have a thicker one. And I actually think this thinner one might be a little bit better for what we want, if I can get it to go. Another tool of my trade for grafting is going to be, you're going to want some of this. I don't even know. Tape, grafting tape. I do have this one too. I found that I didn't like this one last year as much as I liked just this clear one. And the other thing you're going to need, and you'll see it in a little bit, is something to protect your hand. And they do, in this little kit that I bought, they give you this pair of gloves. But I like my fingers for like feeling out stuff. But then when you're cutting down the main branch, your knife can like have a hard time in the beginning, but as you get past the initial, I don't want to call it skin, but the initial hard part, it slides like butter, and your knife can truly just slide right into your fingers. It's that part's dangerous. So let's go ahead and look and see. Oh, actually, Gold Rush is what I'd like to put on the Granny Smith tree, because I want my 2 Goldens there, and then I would like to have my 2 Stephen Edholm varieties on the same tree as well. So let's go with Gold Rush for demonstration purposes over here on the Devonshire Corydon. So I'm just going to do my best to match the size of the diameter of this with what I've got going on. So either I go high on this one, or yeah, or I can do this one too. This one's too big. Or this one's pretty similar too. I can actually just go with this one, but I'd rather go outward. Boy, that's pretty close. Why don't we do that? Let's do that. Okay, so I'm just going to make a level cut, no angle to it, right here. Okay. Now I'm going to keep this because this scion wood might be good for somebody, one of my friends who would like a Devonshire Corydon. And then here on my scion wood that I bought, it has wax. They do that to keep it fresh. And so we're going to snip off that little wax ending right there. Then, and we're going to just lay it aside for a second. And then I'm going to take, and I'm sorry I can't bring you much closer, but I'm going to take my piece of wood, put it through here, and I am going to make about approximately a 1-inch slice down the center. Let's see, how do we want to do that? This way looks about best. Try to go dead center the best you can. That looks centered. Yeah. Keep the cardboard between you and where the knife is going to go through. Like I said, you want about a 1-inch. So I'm just going to easily rock the knife back and forth. There we go. There we go. And I made a beautiful cut. Let me bring you for that. Can you see that? See how it's cut like that? Now it is kind of going a little bit to the right, which I'm not loving that, but oh, would it be better just to tape that up and start again? I don't know. Actually, it might work out okay. So now what I need to do with my knife, I took away the cardboard. I need to figure out which way I want it to go. So I think there's a node right here and a node here, which is facing outward, which I would like, and this too. There's a lot on that side. So I think I want the node, the scion to sit like this, not any other direction. I think I want it to go like this. So, actually, because I may cut away this one. So I'm thinking, okay, let's do it like this. So since my cut is up and down this way, not this way, I'm going to whittle away the sides. See, very lightly. Hope you can see that okay. And I'm trying to get a little bit of the inside layer. Oh, there we go. it might not take, but hopefully we're doing this. I think we're doing this about a month earlier than we did last year. So I'm hoping that time is on my side, that these trees are still a little bit more dormant. You definitely don't want to, well, it increases your chance the more dormant they are. Let's put it that way. That's what I've heard. Okay. So now I'm going to leave my knife there, and I'm going to go see if this kind of fits into the spot I have. Oh, actually I could go higher. Okay, so I probably need to take off a little bit more, a little bit higher. It's kind of like cooking. You got to do a little trial and error. Oh yeah, that looks really good. That's a really good fit. Let me bring you over here to see this. See how nicely that is fitting? Can you see that? See how nicely it fits into this section. So now I need to get my grafting tape and go around. Hold on. Oh shoot, I forgot to turn the camera on. So here is my Gold Rush graft. It was fitting in there beautifully. It's a little awkward. I'll bring you along for the second one. I'm sorry. Like I turn on the machine itself, but I don't flip the video part on to start. But anyhow, it fit in there like a glove. We got it wrapped. You want to wrap above the grafting spot to keep the moisture in, and below. Do it as tight as you can, and then I sealed it off with this rubber band, but I have also used blue painter's tape. It's possible to get leafing out, and sometimes that's a sign the graft took. Occasionally it's not. I've had it both ways. In my very little experience, I've had a 50-50 shot. But maybe this will leaf out and let me know that it's taken. But I'm very excited to get the Gold Rush right here on my Devonshire Corydon. Right here is my Bite Me apple, also grafted onto a Bud 9 rootstock. And this was developed by Stephen Edholm in the Pacific Northwest. And so it again is thriving. It has leafed, bloomed, put on 4 apples. I got a bite of one of them before bitter rot came in last year, but I've done a much better job this year of making sure all my fruit trees have gotten their copper fungicide and also neem oil 3 times while they were in the dormant stage. So that was like December, January, and then early February. So I have on here, I attempted to do a Jonas Gold, which did not take last year. So this is dead and bye-bye. Which I guess technically I could still use this section right here. If I really wanted to, I could probably strip these leaves off and attempt to put in my black strawberry right there. Here is where I put in a burgundy graft. Let's see if I can move this. And you can see the graft right in here. Can you see that? So that worked very well. And we look like we're going to get a bud here and maybe a bud up here. There we go. And so, you know, small, not as vigorous as the Granny Smith, but it's there nonetheless. Now I don't know if I should call it a problem, but you see how this branch right here is crossing over into the other? That probably should just be pruned out. I'm thinking that's a big no-no right there, and I don't want to graft onto this one because of that. The other possible one, I was looking at this one, but this one is also starting to graft into one of my stronger Bite Me stems. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this. I could cut it, actually I could cut it here. See how this little I don't know if you can see this little bud right here is going outward. I could make an angled cut and then hope it travels outward. That's a possibility. It may just need to be pruned out. This one definitely I think is going to go. This is crisscross, no good, especially in the middle of the tree. So that really leaves me with this little section or even this section to do my black strawberry, or this one's right in the center, so I'm trying to avoid this one as well. So that's just my thought process on where to graft. There's this teeny tiny one over here, but it's on the same stem with the or branch as the burgundy, and I really want to, even though this is a bite me, and it does look like it's about to blooms or just probably leaves actually right there, but I think we're just going to leave that alone. I'll take out this middle one just because it's going inward and crossing. So somewhere on this one up here, I think that's my option for grafting. All right, so I don't want to be confused at some point that I'm grafting on the wrong thing and wasting my time. So we're going to cut that off and cut that off. Now I am going to keep this scion wood because that's bite me. Where'd the other one flip to? Somewhere in here. Oh, right here. We're going to keep that because that could be valuable to give to a friend and have them graft this variety onto their tree as well. So we're going to lay those right here. They're a little bit lighter wood than the black strawberry, which is a pink or red flesh. I think this one might. Let me see. Let me take this off. So we're going to try to match it best. That or change up to this. Something like that. That might work right there. Yeah. This is nice too. I could just go down a little further and make sure I put this bud right here outward. I could do that too. Let's do that. First of all, we're going to take off this older, deader section from last year's failed grafting attempt. I think I'm going to leave this one in place for right now. I'm going to take off that little bud, a bunch of leaves right there. And then, in fact, I'm just going to take away the metal for the moment because it's not going to be Jonas Gold anyhow. So I think I may cut it along this route. I don't think that, somebody correct me down below, JR, if you're watching. I think I'm going to go this way just because it's easier to get the knife in this direction versus this with this conflicting branch right here. I think this will be the way I go. So again, I would lay my cardboard over it. Go straight down the center the best I can. Rock it a little bit. Whew. And then it always slices through like butter. It's very nerve-wracking. Okay. Let's pull that up. Okay, I could do a little bit better job of getting that angle right, but I feel like that's only not quite long enough. Let's do this. This branch is really slowing me, not slowing me down, but making it harder for me. Come on. There's a knot right there and there. Okay, we just broke through it. There. Much deeper. Yeah, perfect. I like that better. That's definitely about 1 inch long from there to there. Okay, let me get my scion wood. First of all, make sure which end is up. And everything seems to be going up this way. So I'm going to make a straight cut here on this side. Okay. So which way do we want it to go? I think we're gonna, there's some strong things. I want those, I think, to come outward. Yeah. So we're gonna place it in like this. So that means I have to shave this side and this side. And I try to just try to do the best I can. Okay, there is just, oh, I can already see that's too thick. Yeah, too thick. There's just some trial and error to it. And I suppose as the years go by, I'll probably get better at it. Really, this whole, this is just trial for me right now. That's why I'm doing the apples first, because I actually have a pluot. And I've got to make the most of my pluot. All right, that's a little bit thin now. It comes down a little bit more to a point. Let me get my bearings again. Okay. Oh yeah. Oh, that's a tight fit. Look at how nice that is. Oh, that looks way better. It's a little bit messy on this side. Hold on, let me take a little bit off of right here. That could stand to be thinned out just a little bit. I like it when they sit in there very well by themselves. That makes my job easier when I go to wrap, especially with this branch, this one right here. All right, here we go. Let's see if the camera captures this one. So I'm going to start up high. Just wrap around. Don't worry if the tape folds on itself. It's just going to happen. Don't stress. It's already stressful enough. Okay. There you go. Okay, now I pulled that one really tight. You should do all of them that way, but sometimes it's hard when you get started. There we go. Pull that one real tight. Yeah. The purpose of this is to cover up anything where the air can get in. And you definitely don't want the air to dry out your scion to branch connection. Oops. You want to keep all that as moisture controlled as possible. So I'm going to go down here way past it. Keep it nice and controlled there. Okay, we might have to stop there and get some more tape. Don't feel like you're just limited to that first little piece that you put on there. There, and I definitely want to catch a little higher too. Let me go over it one more time right in that spot. And this is also where, if you're a praying person, pray that this works. All right, there we go. So that's my burgundy, and I need to make labels too. Okay, so here's my labels, and I'm going to put in the words Gold Rush, Okay, and then I have the black, strawberry, which is red flesh. From Stephen Edholm. That's where it originally came from. And then I think JR bought one of those, and this graft probably came off of JR's tree. It's Stone River. So now let's go thread those, and then we can not worry about what tree we got where and wondering what happened, especially since that one is on an old grafted area. All right, come on, let's go. Okay, there's my gold rush, baby. Yeah. All right, gold rush, yes. And black strawberries over here. Uh-oh, gotta get a rubber band. That's starting to come off. I gotta go fix that. Hard to do everything one-handed, film and everything. But that's the black strawberry on the Bite Me tree. I took away the two little pieces, and we're gonna save these for a friend, actually. Next, I have a little bit of a fun surprise. I have a pluot, as the bag says. So I'm going to put this onto my plum, and let's see. Did I get one? Yeah, I got one. So this is a Flavorosa plum, or pluot, excuse me, and I gotta get used to saying that. It is an early season bloomer, and it usually is ready to harvest in the late May. It was developed by the Zager genetics. Sorry, that's a hard word. Zager. Oh no, I read it wrong. Nope. Zager genetics. I'll put it down below. And the patent has expired, but let me show you a picture of it. So it is a red flesh with red skin, and it is actually known very well for its sweetness. It goes really well with my variety of plum. So let's go on over there and get this one figured out where we're going to put it, and then put it there. All right, so I only have one scion wood to work with, and so I've got to see what I can match it with. I do have several branches here that have not bloomed. I have several that have, and so I'm not going to touch those because I would prefer that they put on their fruit. But I do have one of these, like maybe this one right here would do good. That's about the same size too. And I would lose all this, but that would be an excellent branch really to work with. I'm not gonna like overthink it. There are some nice branches back here, but they might bloom. I don't know. I think I'm gonna go with this one on the front side. So let's take off some of this extra growth first. And then I'm just gonna cut it. Hold on, let me cut that more flush right there. And then I think I'm gonna just cut it square right below this section. There we go. That looks really nice actually. And I've already checked with my friends. They already have Scarlet Beauty, so I won't be saving that scion wood. So next is matching up the pluot. And I already see a really big leaf or bloom. I think they call them spurs, to be quite honest with you. so headed this way, and I want it to go this way. So this will probably, see how it kind of has a curve and this has a natural curve. So I think I'm going to try to match that with this branch. So I think that means we're just going to go straight, like this way, not this way. Woo! Don't ever try to catch a falling knife. That would be bad, bad, bad. Oh, also I cleaned my knife while I'm at it. I should add that. Okay, so we stick the cardboard behind there. This is a little bit thinner. It's a little hard to cut through. But we're going to go ahead and... that looks about right. Beautiful. Whew, that one did go through like butter. Like butter. You gotta say butter. Okay. So now we come here to the scion wood, re-establish where I want it to go. Alright. So what I tend to do is I put my thumb on the side that first needs to be cut. And then that gives me my flat side first, and then I know just to go to the other side for the other flat side. It's just one way I keep myself a little organized. Okay, this side's a little thicker. We gotta flatten it out. My sister in high school played the oboe, and she was forever having to trim her reeds down, and so this is, it reminds me so much of her doing those reeds back in high school many years ago, but fond memories. And she would make it thin so she could play it, make a good sound. And I was not allowed to play with her knives. So let's see how well this fits. Oh, very nice, like a glove. That's a good size fit. Let me bring you closer. Look at that. Can you see how perfect that's, I mean, once it's all sealed up, that's gonna be a beautiful fit. Yeah, and the curve's perfect on it. Oh, I couldn't have found a better location. Love it. Okay, let's start taping. Y'all, I wish I had my old tripod broke, but I wish I had it. I would put it right here for you guys to see. So I'm going to start a little below. I'm so excited to have a pluot. So if you don't know, a pluot is a plum and an apricot intentional crossing, or intentional species cross, just like some of these designer dogs, you know, that people make. Well, I don't know exactly how many, but I'm pretty certain there was at least a dozen that I could find on the internet. And I wanted to have an early one to go with this, match up with this tree, so we could get some good pollination together for the two of them. Some cross pollination. Okay. I'll be back. Let me go get a rubber band. Or better yet, I'm just going to get that blue tape. I know that works good. We'll take a picture and then I'll be right back. So last but least on this video, I wanted to show you the two new babies that came home with me. And I was put the request out for Gold Rush Scion, but Javier had Gold Rush already grafted onto a M111 rootstock, which okay, so these are the two options that work best for this rootstock, which is it loves sandy, non-nutrition soil, but in wet climates, which is Florida exactly to a T. Or say you live in another part of the country, it will take really rich soil, but you had better be in a dry condition, which we are not. But anyhow, this works for me. And actually they're both on the same rootstock, and it loves to be in the ground versus like the bud 9, bud 10. They can stay in a pot and they'd be totally happy because that dwarfs them. You got to remember the rootstock it's kind of like a straw, so it kind of either constricts or opens up to allow so much nutrients into your tree. So the bud 9 is small. It will keep the straw small and only allows so many nutrients to go up to your tree. And the M111 is a little bit bigger of a straw, quote unquote, and that will allow for a 15 to 20 foot tree. Therefore, it really likes to be in the ground. So this is, look at the difference in the size of this rootstock is huge. And there's the graft right here. And then you got this little scion, but somebody took the time, probably JR, to do that. And it took beautifully. It looks like it may put leaves out. I doubt it'll bloom. It will definitely not be producing fruit. This is probably a couple-year-old rootstock. And then this, we'll let it grow out. That we'll call it like year 3 this year. And I think these do not bloom and put on fruit to about closer to 5 years. JR, correct me down below if that's wrong, but that's what I thought I heard was 4 to 5 years. Versus these, you can get them to bloom in a 1 to 2 to 3 year scenario. So then I had no intentions of buying Cherry Crush, but it's another red flesh apple, and it was, I believe, I was watching the video the other night from Stephen at Home, which has a YouTube channel called Skill Cut. And Skill Cult or Cut, I'll put it down below. And he was just getting this onto his website for sale. It is no longer in some sort of copyright protection. It's open, that has expired, and it's open to be sold. And you know, say I want to take a cutting and give it to somebody, I'm allowed to do that. I don't want to take away money from the breeder. So this was the one that had red flesh on it and in it, and it's not a super red like an inside of a plum red, you know, but like that pluot's going to be over there super red. But this is a little bit more like a pinkish red flesh, and the skin is more like a it has some striping in it. So Cherry Crush, it just sounds good, very good. It has a lot of sweetness to it versus tartness. I can't wait in a few years to try this. So I think my plan is just to let them stay right here for summer. We're gonna do what we can with getting that coop and the other shed down, and then I hope to put at least Gold Rush, well maybe both of them, over there in the back side of my you know, behind the porch part of my yard. So that's my goal, and then I'm gonna stop. I didn't set out in this world to become an apple collector, but it kind of looks like I'm becoming an apple collector. I'm a science major in college, and then, you know, I worked in the science research field for 8 years until mommyhood happened and I wanted to homeschool and all that. So this really excites me that this is something completely new that science has brought into Florida. You know, it's just a wonderful thing that we're not limited to just 3 apple varieties in the 9B, 10A, you know, up to 11B, I guess. I'm not sure how far the Anna and the Dorset go, but anyhow, this opens up a whole new world. I'm going to put everybody's links down in the description box, and where you can find them and their content and do your own research. But I am sold on this. I absolutely love this. and that I'm able to graft, you know, with a prayer. I'm able to get this done. Thank you, JR, for all your instruction and training. Thank you to Heritage Groves Farms, who keeps you know, me on speed dial when things like this happen. And now, what am I up to? If the grafts take, each one of the potted ones will have 3 varieties plus these 2. So that'll be 8 varieties of apples in my yard. So I guess that does make me an apple collector. Anyhow, and as these all become mature, it's just going to be amazing. Be sure to hit subscribe, because we are going to be getting some apples this year, especially on the Bite Me and the Corridon. So Devonshire. I'm so excited, very excited. Thank you to all that made it happen. You guys, thank you for watching. Let me know in the comments below what you think. Do you think it'll work? I mean, do you have apple trees in your yard? Is this something brand new to you? So you guys take care, God bless, and I will see you in the next video and the comments. Bye.